Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Bailey and I'm the owner of Goo Goo Goods. Today's video is going to be another behind the scenes of running a small business, but it's going to be a little bit different because my embroidery machine back there is still broken and still out of commission. So it is Tuesday and I called about it on Saturday, like right as it happened. I called and they said they were going to send somebody out on Monday to come look at it. And I think they may have just forgotten that Monday was Labor Day. So no one came out yesterday, but it is Tuesday and right now it's 2:32 and no one's come out today either. And they said that the person would come around 9:30 in the morning on Monday. So I don't know what's going on with that. So I'm probably gonna have to call the sewing studio maybe this afternoon. I might just give them until the end of the day to see if anyone shows up today. And Ethan comes home, if no one is still here, I'll probably call and just kind of like see what the situation is with that, because I obviously would like to get this back up and running and working. But I will say on the positive side of things, because this is down, it kind of gives me the option and the availability to do something else that I really want to do, and that is I am going to sew a dress for myself for wearing this weekend for my 30th birthday, because yeah, I am turning 30 this weekend and I am excited because I really like birthdays, but it is kind of interesting that I will no longer be in my 20s. So I've been living up my 20s for the past couple weeks. It's kind of funny, I feel like I'm a little bit under the weather, which is a little bit annoying because my parents are going to be here on Thursday and it's gonna be good to visit with them and have a little bit of downtime where I can hang out with Ethan. But I'm hoping that I get over whatever sort of like funk I'm feeling. I just have like kind of a stuffy nose, so I might have like a little bit of a cold, but hopefully I'm over that by this weekend. But I'm going to be sewing the, what is it called, the play dress. So this is the play dress pattern that I talked about last week from the Prairie Misfit. And the only thing that's a little bit tricky about this is that you have to get it printed out at a place that can do really big prints, and you can order it like where she has it printed out where she can send it to you. But I like the idea of having like the PDF pattern and like the digital pattern, so in the event I want to print it off more than once, I have that flexibility and that option. So today I need to cut this out, and what I'm going to do is, so that I can keep all of the sizes like together, I'm going to use just this paper from IKEA. This is just like on a roll of like kid drawing paper that I have for their easel. So I'm going to use that to trace with a Sharpie over it. And I really like this pattern because it's actually like really stinking cute. I'll insert some pictures of like her with the dress on using this pattern, but also it's like stinking cute because she wrote all of the steps like on the paper itself. So that to me is like super duper cute. And she also has a couple of videos on her Instagram talking about how to construct it, but it's pretty straightforward. But it's going to give me the opportunity to use my serger, and I'm going to be doing it with this fabric. This is going to be the first one I do. I'm going to test it with this. It's actually like, I bought this like a long time ago, but I'm going to be using this like Mulan fabric. So I thought this would be super duper cute to wear to Disney or something like that. So my thoughts are, I want to do a test one with the Mulan fabric, and then I kind of want to do a test one where maybe I make it, where I make the bodice a little bit shorter and make the skirt a little bit poofier. I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to, I may not with this one just because I want to do like a test of it. Also, I need to find my darning needle for using my serger, so that I can like in the tail or whatever. But I'd like to do one where it's got a lining of like tulle or chiffon, I think is what I think I have chiffon. I'd like to test doing it with one of those. I feel like you can definitely tell I'm a little bit under the weather. I feel like my voice is like a little bit silly, but I'd like to work on doing that. And I'm kind of wondering like what sort of underwear to wear underneath it. But also, so I'm going to be able to use my serger, and also I got something really, really exciting that I'm going to unbox. It's pretty heavy. I'm going to try to pick it up and show you, but I may not be able to because it's really, really heavy. And it was actually delivered on Saturday, and the person who delivered it sideways when it says don't do that. So hopefully it's still good and okay, but let me try to pick this up because this thing is like really, really heavy. Okay, yeah, really, really heavy. Don't want to risk hurting me or it. So I got a Juki machine, and it is the TL. So I got a Juki machine like I just showed you, and I'm going to unbox it in just a little bit after I do a little bit of prep with the pattern and getting my pieces pressed, cut out, and then serged. So I'm probably going to wait until all my pieces are serged before I unbox my new machine. But I'm super duper excited for it because I think it's definitely going to up my ability to do stuff, because I've been wanting to make clothing, and I'm sure like, you know, the heavy duty like works good, but sometimes I do feel like even if there's not like a ton of layers of fabric, my my singer kind of like struggles. So I wanted to go ahead and just like get a new machine that I feel is tough and I'm comfortable with sewing like a lot of layers. And also going along with it, I got this thing from Amazon that's like a little body measuring tape. And so basically like what it does is you can take it, so for like finding your measurements, it's like kind of loud. You like take it and then you can like hook it, and then you can use it to like find like your measurements, so that way you can easily do that. Because like sometimes when you use just like a normal one, it's kind of hard because you're having to like hold it and look, but this makes it so that you can essentially just like wrap it around yourself and you're really easy to find your measurements. So I got that on Amazon. I feel like there's another thing that I got on Amazon. Oh, I got like a new phone tripod that I want to try out, because this is my current phone tripod. This is my current phone tripod, and it's kind of like has an issue because I want to be able to use this to take photos of stuff. And I feel like whenever I put my phone in here, it kind of like leans over and makes everything kind of like lopsided. So I got a new tripod that the phone like thing is like in the middle, if that makes sense. I'll show you if I unbox it. But I wanted to get a better phone tripod for filming and taking pictures. But yeah, so I think probably what I'm going to do for the rest of the week, honestly, is just trying to work on getting this dress made. Hopefully it doesn't seem like it's going to be too hard. So hopefully I can get it done today and maybe work on doing some more, because I want to make this one, and then I have a couple of other fabrics that I think will be good. And I think it's going to be fun to like focus on doing some of the sewing over the embroidery, because I've really been missing being like hands-on like that. So I think probably what I'm going to do is set you up so that you can see me do my prep of my pattern pieces. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and hop into it. Also, side note, I did some organization in here to kind of get the space ready for getting the new sewing machine, and I kind of tried to declutter a little bit to make it easier for when the tech comes to work on the machine. But I also did this to help kind of organize my kids' room too. But I used to have this in my kids' room. It's like the IKEA calyx. So I used to have this in their room, but it actually only ever had like books or toys on it, but they were notorious for taking the books and the toys off of it as soon as they'd be put on here. So I decided to move it in here and use it as storage, and I thought it was a good place to put my heat press and also my serger. I kind of thought maybe like when I'm not using my sewing machine, I could put my sewing machine up there, but I'm not quite sure if that is going to work. I'm not exactly sure. Like, I should have done some measuring. I don't really know exactly how sure, like, how big it is in the box. Like, if it'll fit up there with the serger at the same time. I don't know, because I think this thing is, like, pretty massive. But I'm very, very excited about having this. I think that that looks really, really good. And I kind of want to be able to stop using these white shelves and kind of have this area clear for stuff. So maybe I'll get, like, a little table and put the new sewing machine like over here when not in use. I think that'll be good. I also need to work on kind of like clearing this little area because this box I think has some of like my sewing supplies that I might need, like my clips and everything. And I also need to go ahead and get these all good to go for the next time I want to use it. And then also I have a bunch of cleaning supplies in here that actually belong in a different room of the house, but they are living here at the moment. Okay, all that to say, I have a new shelf right here that's holding a lot of good stuff. I was able to find my darning needles in the other room, but I'm having the hardest time locating my clips. I was able to just like take these two off of something that I had them on. That was like a project that I had been working on. I don't know where the other ones are, but yeah, so those are currently the two clips that I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting this out. Also, don't mind how dry my hands are. I like wash my hands like a lot. So don't mind that. This is the pattern, and I hope that it is printed correctly or like the right size, because I feel like the people at FedEx were a little bit on the struggle bus. Like it's cut off a little bit, but this is just the skirt, so that shouldn't be too bad. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. But look how cute. I wish I was good at drawing. I was like, look how cute this little like doe is. I've always wanted to be good at drawing, but that is not what I was made to be. So here is my bodice piece with all of my notes, and I think it's going to work. I think it's going to be good. The way that she kind of has this set up is that she wants you to cut out 4 of these pieces and kind of do like a patchwork situation, and I definitely want to do that in the future. But I think for this dress, I'm just going to use the one fabric. So I'm just going to lay this down and cut this on the fold and just have one full piece. And then I'm also going to cut some lining pieces too. So I'm just gonna have like one full piece, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug up my iron and let that get hot, and then I'm going to iron my pieces, cut them out, and start prepping them for serging and sewing. I'm probably gonna go ahead and speed this part up, but I'm going to iron my fabric and prep it for cutting it. Okay, so I kind of have some thoughts. Because I cut this into one piece, it might look a little weird with the skirt because of how you have to construct the skirt. It has to have a seam down the front. So I thought it would look really weird to have this be one piece and then the skirt to have a seam in the middle. So I think what I'm going to do, unfortunately, is I have to go to the store and maybe get some more black fabric or red fabric and just do the whole like split thing, because I think it would look really weird to have a seam on the bottom and not up top. So I thought I would just do the whole like patchwork thing. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to call it on what I am doing right now, because I cannot move forward because I do not have enough black fabric to do that. So far I got a lot of cutting done. So I just need to do 2 more pieces in a different color to be able to work on the top, and obviously 2 more pieces of the skirt so I can work on the skirt part of it. But honestly, I'm stoked. I know that I wasn't able to get as much done as I wanted to, so probably when Ethan comes home, I'm gonna go to the store and get that and hopefully work on it tonight, I think. But I think it's gonna be cute. I'm trying to think about how it's not gonna fit like this, obviously, because if I'm gonna cut it in half, I'm gonna have to like sew it together with the other piece, and I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna fit. But I think I'm just going to do the binding on this one and not cut the liner, and just do the binding like how she does it. So yeah, so tonight I've got a couple things that I want to work on, so I'm gonna go and chill out for the rest of nap time, and I will check back in maybe when I go to the store. Happy Wednesday. So kind of a weird day around here. So I called the sewing studio earlier today and kind of wanted to get an ETA on when the person was going to come out, because they didn't come out yesterday. Also yesterday I ended up not going to Joann's. I just went to Aldi for some groceries, and then I decided to come back. So I think I'm probably going to go to the sewing studio tonight maybe and pick up some fabric there. Kind of forgot I could do that. So I called this morning, and apparently there was like a miscommunication or just like some like issue. So someone actually ended up coming out today to look at it, and they ended up just like taking the machine with them and they brought it back. So it got back not too long ago. So while that was gone, my idea was to work on another sewing pattern, just because I don't have all of the fabric needed for the other one. And Ethan printed out the pattern yesterday and he brought it home to me, but he accidentally printed it on both sides, so not very helpful for pattern making. But I actually just did a little bit of testing on the machine, and it's kind of making some weird noises, and one of like my little rubber feet is missing. So I'm probably gonna like call them and ask them when I go, or maybe like when I go down there today, just ask them if I can get another one of the little rubber feet. So kind of funny, but it was making like a really weird noise. So I oiled it and did some more testing of it. So like I did this like manatee in weird colors. So I did a test of it, and I'll probably do some more testing of it later this afternoon, but like it's starting to storm, so I went ahead and cut it off. So kind of silly, but I also need to order some more cutaway. So unfortunately today is like kind of a wash at the moment. So when Ethan comes home, I'll run to the sewing studio, and I may bring you along with me for that, but I may not. So I'm probably just going to check out for nap today, because nap time is almost over anyway, and I'll check in later tonight. Hey there. So kind of a funny story. It is actually the Tuesday after the last time I checked in with you guys. So on Wednesday evening, I went to Michael's and picked up the fabric that I was going to get to finish my dress, and I'll show you that fabric in just a second. And going to Michael's also was just like a really funny story in general, because it was really like weird and kind of spooky. So I might talk about that a little bit later. But my parents came on Thursday, like Thursday afternoon, and I kind of just spent nap time like getting ready for them to come. And then they came, and it was my idea to kind of like film a little bit while they were here and finish my dress and everything like that. But Ethan actually took me for my birthday. It was my 30th birthday on Saturday. Actually took me for a mini vacay at Sapphire Falls, and we went to Universal. So we were there like Friday and Saturday and some Sunday. So we had a lot of fun. Obviously, my parents watched the boys while we were doing that, but definitely threw a wrench in the whole filming and making a dress and doing stuff. I don't regret it. I had a lot of fun. Turns out I'm really actually kind of a scaredy cat. We went to Halloween Horror Nights, and also, if you can probably tell by my voice, I am kind of a little bit under the weather. I feel fine today, but I definitely was like under the weather this weekend. But yeah, going to Universal was really, really fun, but I didn't get to do everything that I wanted to do. But I also wanted to give a machine update. So I think the last time I talked about it, the machine was making like a really weird noise. So they actually came out today to look at it, and what they said to me, they said that the bobbin case, I guess when the thread got caught, like loosened it up a little bit. Not the actual like case that you put the bobbin in and then put it in the machine, like the actual like part of the machine, like it made it like looser or something. So like whenever it stitches, like the bobbin holder like sounds weird. So they said that like it's not gonna hurt the machine, but it's just gonna be a weird noise, and they could replace it, but they'd have to order the part, and it's gonna take like a long time for the part to get in. So I just kind of said that they could leave the machine here and I would just work on it, because I kind of have a lot of stuff that I want to work on. And so that's what I'm going to be working on this week. But I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog here so that I can start on my next one, because this next one's obviously going to include all of my prep for the chocolate festival that I'm vending at this weekend. And it's not like just chocolate, obviously, because like I don't sell chocolate, but I've been working on a couple of designs, and I'll talk about this more in the next video too. And I got 2 designs off Etsy, and both are kind of struggling, and maybe it's me, but it doesn't seem like it's me. But I got these like brownie designs because I want to have a couple of obviously like chocolate themed items, and once again I'll talk about this more in my next video. But I stitched out the medium size and the smaller size, and they both have the same issue. Like down here, this is supposed to be like a little plate, and the black is supposed to go all the way around. And also up here, there seems to be a little bit of a border issue because it doesn't really look just like the picture. And it's even more pronounced on the smaller one. You can see how like the border of this like lighter color extends past where it's supposed to. So that's the issue with that one. And then, because I thought that was really, really cute. I thought that'd be cute to go on a shirt. And then the second one that I'm having an issue with is this like Reese's peanut butter cup one. If you can see, there's a little bit of an issue with separation there. And then I did it again using, so I did it once with the t-shirt cutaway, mighty hoop, and the water soluble topper, and that's that one. And then I did it again, t-shirt, water soluble, and poly mesh cutaway. And I didn't even like finish like doing all of the internal color because I was just testing to see how the black did, and it had the same problem. See if you can see that. And that had the same problem. So I don't know what to do about that, because obviously I would like to have that handled before this weekend, because I would like to stitch out a couple of like chocolate themed things so that I at least have something that like kind of goes in the theme. But before I finish this vlog, I thought I would show you what I got at Michael's. And the reason Michael's was so kind of like silly, so Michael's, my Michael's at least, is new to having the fabric in store. So I picked out my fabric and I took it to the front of the store because I didn't know like where they would cut it, because like in Joann's they have like a specific like cutting counter, but at Michael's they don't. So I took it to the front and I was like, oh, like, you know, I'd like to get these cut. And she was like, okay, well, like, you gotta take it to the back. And I was like, oh, okay. So I took it to the back, and the person, you know, took my bolts and took them to the back to cut them. And I don't really like that. I think it's better to be able to kind of like see the person cutting your fabric, because I literally just had to like trust or rely that the person like cut exactly like what I want. And I had like 4 bolts, and so I like told them how much I wanted of each. So I just kind of had to like rely that they would just like remember that. And she was back there for a long time, so I kind of was just like chilling in the aisles. And then she brought it, and they brought this little like cardboard thing with like a barcode. And so I took it to the front and was trying to check out, and the person who was doing checkout was like checking someone out that was doing like a DoorDash of stuff for Michael's, which is kind of funny. So they were doing that, and she was like, you can use the self-checkout. And I was like, oh, like I didn't know they had a self-checkout. So I went to self-checkout, and I actually had a couple of like cookie cutters that I got for the boys. So I scanned all those, and I went to scan the barcode for the fabric. Doesn't work. And I turned around to let her know, and she was like, are you having an issue? And I was like, yeah, like I'm trying to scan the fabric. She was like, oh, you have to go to like a normal checkout for that. And I was like, you're the one who told me to go to self-checkout. So that was a whole thing. But I'll show you what fabric I got before I like say bye. But I got some green fabric. And this green fabric will make sense because I want to make another dress with the green fabric. And I got some black fabric. And I got it to go with this. Look how cute. It's like a Disney one with like kind of like older Disney movies. Like how stinking cute is that? So I got that one. And then I also got this one that was like books. So I thought that that was like super cute. So I got some of those to hopefully make some of those dresses, and maybe some different types of dresses too. But yeah, that was my little mini haul from Michael's. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to like go ahead and get this week started. I'm trying to get it started strong by testing these out because these took a lot of my time. But I think I'm probably actually just going to do something else in the meantime. I reached out to the seller of this and like asked if like maybe they could adjust, I guess, the push-pull compensation or whatever. And I might reach out to this person too. And by the time you see this, I'll have already reached out to them and gotten my answer or gotten, you know, whatever. So in the next video, I'll update you on how this turns out. But I know this video was like not super like in depth with anything. Obviously last week was really crazy. I had family visiting, and then like I turned 30, so like obviously things are gonna go downhill for me from here. But I hope you enjoyed this video at least, and next week's video is definitely gonna have a lot more stuff in it because I'm definitely going to be focusing really heavily on getting ready for the chocolate fest, and it's actually in Tampa and it's 2 days. So I've got a lot of stuff that I want to do and get done for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I think I'm going to maybe work on some manatee shirts and start working on those because those are a tried and true. So I'm gonna get started on those. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more behind the scenes small business content and craft fair vlogs, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Also, hopefully next week I feel a little better. Bye.
My headspace been weaker, it's been waiting for the right day. Like the right day ever comes, now it's Friday.